This is Mom, Barbara Vigil.
They called her the grandma of Saguache.
She helped everybody. She was just a kind, loving woman.
And she especially loved dancing with her family.
They would do all the powwows over in the valley.
911, this is Christy. Where's your emergency?
Christy, there has been a really bad car accident.
It was 3 days before Thanksgiving in 2019. 180 miles southwest of Denver.
We need multiple ambulances.
There's a fatality.
This is the day when Tammy Vigil's world came crashing down.
When we got the news, it didn't hit. I was just trying to decipher because my sister was crying. And then I told my husband, and he just fell to the ground, and he's like, no, that can't, that can't be.
Vigil's 76-year-old mother-in-law, Barbara, was heading home from work when this black pickup T-boned her, going more than 100 miles per hour.
Our mother was killed on impact.
The driver, 28-year-old Jason Huntress, was facing a long list of charges.
Vehicular homicide, vehicular assault, reckless driving, speeding, possession of marijuana and marijuana concentrate.
Troopers found close to a pound of weed, marijuana concentrate, and psychedelic mushrooms.
Nope, never spent a day in jail. Never. Not even when the accident happened did he go to jail.
12th Judicial District Attorney Alonzo Payne let the driver walk and agreed to a plea deal against the family's wishes.
They made us feel like our mom's life didn't matter.
In exchange for pleading guilty to vehicular homicide and careless driving, Huntress received a 4-year deferred sentence, meaning if he abides by the conditions of his probation, he will spend no time in jail and the charges will be dropped from his record.
He just wasn't interested in prosecuting it. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
Denver 7 Investigates has spent months reporting on the DA's questionable plea deals and how the DA's definition of justice has led Alamosa City leaders to take the rare step of using taxpayer money to fund a recall against him.
This is the last thing we wanted to be spending our time on. We need, though, a district attorney who's going to file cases and tell the truth and not abuse the victims.
Victims' rights are also at the center of this story. Colorado's Attorney General has launched an unprecedented investigation into the San Luis Valley's top prosecutor. The AG is looking into allegations the DA's office violated victims' rights and didn't follow up with crime victims about plea deals as required by law.
We actually weren't notified until after they had offered him the plea agreement.
Not only did her mother-in-law's killer walk away without jail time, Tammy says the DA and his staff yelled at their family and disrespected them.
We were mistreated by the district attorney's office.
The Vigils are one of at least a dozen crime victims who have filed complaints against the DA.
It was to my surprise that they offered him that plea bargain 3 days before the trial.
The second plea, I was notified the Friday before the court. No, I did not agree.
It denies justice. It denies safety to people.
The Rocky Mountain Victim Law Center also filed its own complaint with the AG.
Because we saw such an increase in number of cases from that jurisdiction, we took the additional step of filing a pattern and practice complaint.
Kazi Houston is the law center's legal director. The complaint alleges the DA has repeatedly extended offers to defendants that are inappropriate under the circumstances and shown an extreme reluctance to take cases to trial.
It's embarrassing for our state. It's a systemic problem.
5,924 signatures.
And last month, the city of Alamosa says it turned in more than enough signatures to recall the DA. The Secretary of State just verified those signatures last week, which means the DA will likely face a recall election. District Attorney Payne never got back to us about the recall effort moving forward. He also failed to answer our questions about why he accepted a plea in the Vigil case. But back in April, he did sit in front of our cameras. What do you say to victims who feel that their cases weren't taken seriously?
I have empathy for them, and we are making conscious efforts on a regular basis to make sure that we have victim contact, especially on the most serious cases.
While Payne took some responsibility for violating victims' rights, he was unapologetic for his take on criminal justice reform.
I ran on changing the criminal legal system. I ran on emptying the jails. I intend to do it, and I'm doing it.
What happens if you're recalled?
It's not going to happen.
How do you say that confidently?
Because I believe that I had the support of the voters when I was elected, and I continue to believe that I will have support of the people as we move forward.
We're not the only victims.
For the Vigil family,
we buried her in that.
It's been 2 years since they lost their mother.
It has been the heaviest load that our family's ever had to carry.
And they don't want her story to be forgotten.
We want justice for our mother.